All right, you asked for it. Let's talk about The Walking Dead tonight on The Road to 40 with Jason Oliveira. That's me. And of course, with us on the MC is Dr. Carl Mitchin. Hey, Dr. Carl, you want to talk about The Walking Dead? I sure do, Mr. Oliveira. I knew you did. I thought it was great, start to finish. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the season 5 premiere, which got like 22 million viewers or something ridiculous like that. That's how you know a show is going to last, because it's ratings. As long as those ratings keep up, that's a cash cow for everybody involved. And it just makes sense. The only thing you run into is actors after a few seasons deciding they want to go do something else because they're, more well known at the time. But I just thought it was really good. I was glad to see, Daryl and Carol kind of reunite. I don't know exactly what's going on there. Do any of us know? I don't know. Although I was let down a little bit. Everybody was saying that it was supposed to be over the top, like in all aspects. Like you'd be cringing at all moments. Like, and there were some pretty nasty scenes, but like there was nothing so remarkably disgusting that I was just appalled and I could barely watch. Although those scenes with the baseball bats to the head, oh my god, that sucks. Imagine that happening. I remember when I lived in Taunton, Massachusetts, the next town over Rainham, there used to be Ziggy's, which was an arcade, a real legitimate arcade. You go in and you play video games all night. But a lot of gangs were in that area. I don't know what the names of them were, but one reigned from Paul Dever, the other came from DeWert, or Paul Bunker, not Paul Dever. That's where mentally challenged people go. I guess it was a gang. I don't know. That's awful. I'm going straight to hell. I just don't want to wait in line. That's the thing. Yeah. I was happy to see, Judith and Rick and Carl back together again, but that really does add an element to the show that, like, if you haven't read the comics and you're watching this, even though you haven't read the comics, spoiler alert, they took her and his wife out at the prison. And I think in a sense it makes it easier. I'm really surprised they kept the baby alive. Not to be like, I assume they're going to get somewhere they can settle down a little bit and someone else can watch the kid, because you can't have them constantly watching Judith when he has to be leading and kicking ass and stuff. What do you think? Do you feel the same way, top to bottom? It was just good. I thought the scene at the cabin with Tyrese was really well done. The minute he walked out the door, though, you knew he was coming right back in. I had no doubt that he was going to survive the episode to beat the tar out of that guy, to beat the snot out of him. Although I guess he could have gotten bitten, but he didn't apparently, or he hasn't said that he did. Excuse me. Got to see the return of Morgan. And now here's my question. So the people of Terminus had been attacked and raped and beaten and murdered, and they turned and they rebelled. Now, to me, I thought the individual that came in, right where it goes back to then at the end of the episode, and it shows, what the hell's his name? The big baddie in town, in Terminus. He's thrown into one of these shipping containers, and the guy that opens it up gets in. He's got this black leather vest on, hair all slicked back into a ponytail, and he kneels down. He's a real big, bulky guy, and I started thinking, I wonder if it was Negan that came in and wiped out Terminus on the show. Like, because I'm sure they're going to use him, because fans would like to see that and hear, the name used and find an actor to play him. The guy that they kind of picked, or that they've been talking about or has been approached, because I hear that they are casting him, is the guy from The Strain, the Exterminator. I think he's got the look for it. I don't think he's a great actor, though. He's a little too over the top, like trying too hard, I think. And I wouldn't want to see that in a Negan, because I think he's just a little crazy. He's a little wacky. He's out there. Damn, that's good. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. You know what I'm talking about? So, I inked today. This isn't the final head, by the way. We're actually going... Oh, what's screensaver. We're actually going with a different head. It's a little bit longer, but I started. That's one half of it. The other half. Oh, it's in the printer. I mean the scanner. I inked as well. So I've been adding color now because really all I have to do for the head is print out a copy of the head that I have, ink it, upload it, or scan it in rather, boo, and slap it on top of the original lizard head. Thing is, I do want to make a bunch of copies because I want to try using the Prismacolor markers instead of doing all digital. Digital is nice for the effects, the skies, twinkling stars, things like that. I mean, I could probably do that with whiteout too, but it's easier, and it achieves pretty much the same goal to do it in Photoshop. So I was on a panel with Larry Elmore, one of my favorite artists of all time. He got me into reading, actually, because I judged a book by its cover. If you haven't watched the episode, it's somewhere back around the first 20 or so. Probably when I talked about my top 10 books. I think that was it. Or authors or something like that. So, yeah. The coloring process, I got to pull my tablet out. It's underneath my keyboard rest right now. I've got a huge keyboard rest because the tablet's pretty huge. I got to say, I wish I could get the one with a screen on it, though. It would make life so much easier because it's harder doing this than it is doing this. You know what I mean. You've been doing it your whole life. If you're an artist, you're drawing and looking at what you're drawing. So when I'm looking at the screen, when I take my pointy thingy, these are really neat. They do serve. The back end is an eraser, and the front end there's like 2,000 pressure levels or 3,000, and then right click and left click right there, boom. But I still have to look at the screen, and so if I take that away from the tablet, it stops moving the cursor. Of course, it makes sense because of the way this works. Nowadays, the new ones make probably a lot more sense. So when I come back, I gotta first find where I left off and then start drawing, and that's a pain in the ass. But I don't know. It's still awesome, especially with shading, After Effects, and stuff like that. Anywho, yeah. So that's the end of my spoilers for The Walking Dead. I thought it was really good. Interesting that they didn't get to Beth. I'm assuming they're gonna run into the minister, Reverend Goodlove Joy. I can't remember what his name is, but I imagine that's just an episode or two away at this point. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it goes. Like in the comics, well, I won't say anything else about the episode or the future episodes, because if you haven't read the comics, then I don't want to spoil it. Because getting spoiled sucks. And you're like, oh. I have somebody at work that all the time, they said, you got to watch the show, Jay. The final episode. They did, and you're like, no. Why would you do this? I don't want to watch the show anymore. Or they'll say, did you see it last night? No? Oh, you're going to be so pissed at who gets killed. You're like, shut up! Spoilers drive me crazy. I do it sometimes, but I try to warn you guys. Try to give you a little warning. You know why? Love. That's why. Anywho, I'm going to go back to coloring at this point because I really got to get this first one bang out the door because we're at the 13th. That means I have 2 weeks to finish 2 complete pieces of art, color and everything. This is going to be a tough one, ladies and gentlemen, but I will get it done because I am the man from here to Cleveland. I don't get mad. I get even. I won't say the rest. Anywho, thank you guys for always coming back. If you're loving these, please subscribe and pass them along to anybody who you know who might enjoy watching a middle-aged man ramble at night and drink White Russians. Follow me on the Facebook if you'd like. The Twitter and the Instagram are all at Jaycen, Geycen. If you have any ideas for suggestions for future episodes or things you'd like me to talk about, please post them in the comments below. See, I'm already getting one. Let's see what it is. Do you know a song that has cats peeping in it? Griffin keeps asking me about it, and I have no idea. A Counting Crows song? I have no idea what she's talking about either. Anywho, don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today, tomorrow, or right now. And let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's hold hands and run around in this terrible storm that's coming. Because I like dancing in the rain. It's my favorite. You guys have a great night. I'll see you a little bit further on the road to 40. Son of a bitch.